Good morning, everyone. Thank you very much for the opportunity to present results from Indonesia, entitled Sexually Transmitted Infections Among Monkey Population Using PrEP in Indonesia. I'm Nadia, and today I'm presenting on behalf of all my colleagues from the PrEP Indonesia Working Group. We have no conflicts of interest to disclose. So, as we know, Indonesia is one of the countries in Asia and the Pacific with the highest rate of new HIV infections, and the HIV epidemic in Indonesia is concentrated among key populations, which are MSM, female sex workers, people who inject drugs, and also transgender people. And we also have a generalized epidemic in Tanah Papua. Indonesia has implemented PrEP as part of a pilot program among KPs from 2021 until 2023. In 2024, the PrEP program expanded to a nationwide implementation, and it is unknown how much the PrEP implementation in Indonesia has affected the incidence and prevalence of STIs, as previous results from a PrEP implementation in both low-income, high-income, or middle-income country have shown that people taking PrEP had a significant burden of STIs. Therefore, in this study, we use data from the Indonesia PrEP pilot program to provide longitudinal assessments of changes in the prevalence of STI and sexual behaviors. We also ascertain the incidence of STI diagnosis, and we determine factors linked to subsequent STI incidence. The Indonesia PrEP pilot program was a prospective oral PrEP implementation program involving 60 healthcare facilities in 21 districts in 10 provinces with high HIV prevalence in Indonesia. The district you can see in the picture. And then the PrEP delivery was designed as a facility and community-led best program model. Eligible KPs were MSM, female sex workers, transgender women, and people who inject drugs. And then we also recruited serodiscordant partners of people living with HIV. We assessed them through sexual behavior assessment, and then those who were eligible were offered a same day or at least within 1 week of PrEP initiation, daily or event-driven. And event-driven is only for MSM. And then participant completed baseline and then follow up at month 1, and then every 3 months at month 3, or M3, M6, M9, M12, and so on until the end of 2023. These are the data that we collected for HIV and STI testing. These were conducted at every clinical visit or additional visits. For the analysis, for the changes in STI diagnosis and sexual behaviors, we use GE models with longitudinal. And then for the factors associated with subsequent STI incidents, we use mixed effects negative binomial regression models, age-adjusted. And then we also did sensitivity analysis among subset of participants with complete data up to 12 months. We wanted to see the longitudinal changes and then STI incidence among these people. And these are our results. There were more than 9,000 individuals up to December 2023 who had initiated PrEP. And then of these, 4,220 individuals had at least one follow-up at month 3. And these individuals were included in incidence and prevalence analysis. And then we have in our cohort around 464 individuals who had been in the study for at least 12 months without any PrEP interruption. And then they all had complete data for STI tests. And then these people were included in sensitivity analysis. The mean age of the participants at baseline was 30 years. 91% were men, 81% were MSM, and then 95% were from Java, Bali provinces, which are the main island in Indonesia. The baseline prevalence of STI diagnosis was 10.3%, and then 12% self-reported STI history in the past 3 months. More than 70% reported 2 or more male sexual partners in the past 3 months, and then almost 60% reported condomless sex in the past 3 months. And this figure shows the changes in STI and sexual behaviors after PrEP initiation. I hope you can see like this, the orange line, that's the changes in STI diagnosis. So STI increased over time from the baseline until M12 from 10.3, and then at M12 it was around 27. And then condomless sex and weekly sex frequency of more than 2 also increased over time. But multiple sex partner, male and female, decreased over time. And then the overall STI diagnosis prevalence during follow-up was 12.8%. And STI incidence among individuals with negative STI at baseline, there were 715 new STI incidents, so the prevalence was 28.89. For syphilis, it's 5.05 per 100 person years, sorry. And then the highest incidence rates were among MSM, 35.4 for STI, and then 6.04 for syphilis. For factors that were associated with higher risk of STI incidence, it was men had higher risk of STI incidence, and then MSM and serodiscordant partners versus female sex workers. And then those with who reported CLS in the past 3 months and then more than 2 sexual acts in the past week. But the risk of getting STI, it was lower among those with more sexual partners. And we did not observe association between follow-up visits and subsequent STI incidents. In the sensitivity analysis, among people with complete data, all STI tests up to 12 months and no PrEP interruption, we found higher STI incidents, which were 38.6. And then the highest rate of STI was in month 3. It's 60.43 and then fluctuated over follow-up. And then this is lasagna plot. This shows individual pattern in STI. And then as you can see, so in this lasagna plot, the darker the red color, that means that the more frequency of STI, positive STI with an individual. And then as you can see, most of the plots were in a light color, so that means that most participants did not acquire STI at all during follow-up. So 47% of participants did not get any positive STI during follow-up. Only 23% who got diagnosed once at least within 1 year of taking PrEP, and then only 5% individuals, or around 5 individuals or 1% of individuals who were diagnosed positive STI at all follow-up visits. So it's very low. And then the overall prevalence of STI among these people were higher compared to the previous analysis, like it's 17.7%, and then most people got tested positive first incidence of STI at month 3. Oh, sorry. Of course, our study have some limitation. First, there might have been underestimation of incidence rates due to untimely STI tests, and we should, due to limited resources, sometimes we have to prioritize STI testing for those showing symptoms. And then we did not collect multi-swab samples for chlamydia or gonorrhea in this study. And then also due to less reliable data at the surface level, we were unable to demonstrate the impact of PrEP for all type of STIs, and we only showed incidence for syphilis. And then there might be bias in our self-reported data in sexual behavior, and then also other sociodemographic or lifestyle characteristics such as chemsex were not collected in this study and should be collected in wider scale program. In conclusion, there was a high burden of STIs among key populations taking PrEP in Indonesia, with the highest rate of incidence at 3 months at the first months of PrEP initiation. And then our data add to the overwhelming evidence that outlining that it is very important to understand the dynamics of sexual behaviors related to STI. And then our data also revealed that most participants did not acquire STI within a year of taking PrEP. And then as the first data from Indonesia among key population taking PrEP, our data had implication that incorporating a PrEP program into existing clinical services and achieving 3 monthly STI testing rates can be accomplished in resource-limiting settings, although not entirely perfect. Therefore, the intertwining of person-centered approaches, comprehensive sexual health assessment in PrEP, and intersectional actions to deliver tailored intervention are crucial for HIV and STI epidemic in Indonesia. We would like to thank all the study participants for their time and effort, and we gratefully acknowledge the 60 participating sites for their contribution. I think that's all from me. Thank you very much. Arigatou gozaimasu.
Yeah.